Welcome in, everybody, to Connecting the Dots. That's right, our brand new podcast here, brought to you by Connect Child and Family Solutions as well. So a big shout out to them. And we're going to give a lot of shout outs here today. I'm Ryan Mumma. That over there is Penni Ippensen. How are you doing?
I am fantastic.
Yeah?
2 reasons.
Okay.
1, because it's beautiful outside.
That's true.
And 2, we're doing this.
We are.
We're doing it.
It's weird that we're actually finally doing it. We even have an audience, which is pretty awesome as well. We have
shout out
Adam Adrian with Connect Child and Family Solutions, and that really does start real quick. I want to give those because this podcast isn't possible without a multitude of people. But first and foremost, and again, he is right here, and so we of course need to tell him. You know, Adam Adrian, Executive Director of Connect Child and Family Solutions. Again, this was an idea that Penni and I kind of drummed up. You recently retired, and we'll get into all the ins and outs of that. I, of course, you know, at WGEM, and, you know, we had done some on-air stuff together, and we're like, well, we want to kind of do our own thing. And I don't even know how I got on the whole topic with Adam, and it just kind of happened. And Adam's like, well, I can help you with that. And I was like, okay. So long story short, he's gone above and beyond setting up and getting this entire beautiful studio that we have all put together, helping us, you know, create, you know, a logo and I mean, bullet point after bullet point after bullet point of everything that he did. And it's like, it's weird. Like we said, it's weird that we're here. It's awesome that we're here. It's beautiful that we're here.
Yes.
But yeah, it's almost a big shout out to him.
Yes, a huge shout out. And he is here.
He is here.
He's a great audience for us.
Smiling from ear to ear as well.
But I think it's interesting because it did start as just, hey, wouldn't this be fun? And little did I know that when I say something is fun, Ryan then takes it to the next level. And then he meets and talks with Adam.
That's right.
Who then just skyrockets the idea. And the whole time that we were planning this, all I kept thinking is, it's happening.
Yeah.
It's not just an idea. It's not just a dream. It's really happening.
I think every time that we had met, I'm pretty sure you would either say it in person or you would say it via text. This is happening. This is happening. And it was like, yes, it is. You know what I mean? So we're here. So on top of Adam as well, I also will be remiss. I have a couple more. Jake Klingsmith. He is the digital engineer at WGEM. He was here moments ago before we really started this thing. And honestly, the equipment, the sound quality, everything from the video camera, like he went above and beyond, coming over, helping us out, putting a list together. Hey, if you want to start a podcast, excuse me, this is what you need to do. And he was here helping us set up and everything else in between, and took time out of his obviously busy schedule at WGEM to do that, which is, I can't thank him enough.
Absolutely.
For that.
I agree.
Stand up guy, class act, you know. And then to top that all off, the studio being what it is, and I feel bad because what you will find out if you don't. Obviously, I'm on radio with WGEM, and you know, for those that maybe hear, I'm terrible with names. Awful with names. Just
I didn't know that.
So bad with them, yes. And I own it. I own it. But I want to give a big shout out to Elijah and Emily Buswell. There you go. Adam's given the nod of approval. This studio is beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
We had an idea. We being you, me, Adam, an idea of what we wanted to look like. And Elijah and Emily, you know, Adam took it to them and said, what do you think? And they go, let's run. And well, they ran. And it was a marathon. I'll just tell you that because this is a beautiful. When we walked in the first day, we looked at it and we're like, oh my God.
This is real.
Yeah, right. This is happening.
This is happening. Yes.
I mean,
it is stunning.
Thoughts. I mean, this is incredible.
It's stunning because if you go on Facebook, you can see the before and the after.
Yes.
And not that there was anything wrong with it, but it was dated. It was dated. And we appreciate the building space. Obviously, that's not the point. But my goodness, I would never have dreamt it would look like this.
No.
Just amazing.
It took our idea and blew it out of the water.
Yes. Yes.
Like above and beyond. So again, just big thanks to each and every one of them for this, because this is incredible. All right. Enough of that.
Yeah.
Let's get to the nuts and bolts of this whole thing. The why. Why in the world are we here? Why in the world are we doing this? Penni, I think it makes sense for you to maybe kind of start that, because it really was your idea. I just kind of was like, ooh, and like kind of helped chug it along. What made you tell me about yourself and just why this all came about?
Good job.
It's a lot. It's a lot there.
No, okay. As soon as you said why,
Yeah.
it is so funny because I have a dear friend that we raised children side by side, just those support people that you have when you're raising children. And her saying was always, why are we doing this? And mine was always, well, why not?
Yes.
Well, let's go for it. So anyway, you just kind of stopped me for a second when you said that, because I'm like, well, why not do this?
That's right.
So how did this start? Well, interesting. I've always thought about doing something because I was in private practice as a mental health therapist for over 30 years.
That's crazy.
I know, and I'm not that old, but apparently
Right.
the numbers indicate I am.
I don't know what
So anyway, yeah, after 30 years of amazing private practice, loved it. Absolutely loved doing what I did. I felt very blessed to be able to do what I felt like God gave me the ability to do, which was great. And then it was just time to do something different. And so you and I had met doing another radio show for Down Country, which was an amazing organization, still is, by the way. And we ended up doing a couple shows, radio shows, just by ourselves.
Like Phil and Kay couldn't be there.
Yeah.
Kind of filled in, yeah.
And it was just so effortless. And then I got to thinking, because now I'm no longer on the front lines of raising children. My kids are all now in their 20s and just loving life, doing the best, independent, great, wonderful kids. And I just kind of would ever so often get frustrated because I felt like people would dismiss the previous generation and how they parented. Yeah. It's like, oh, it's different now, raising children. And I'm like, but we are still valuable. We still have great input. And so you and I were chatting that one time on the radio, doing our own little show there, filling in, and it just worked. It just worked. And I thought, what a great way to bridge the generations.
I like that.
Yeah, because you're in the throes, you're frontline parenting.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I've been there, done that. And now being a mental health therapist, I have the professional experience, but I also have the personal experience. And I think we still, as adults, no matter what age you are, you still have so much to offer.
Yeah.
And here I am offering it. I love it. Just to be together and to do it.
That's the big thing. And I love that because then all of that, and then where do I come into play? Not just, okay, my experience being on radio and the podcast scene and everything. I am a foster parent. Mm-hmm. So me and the wife have two beautiful twins, and they are our world. Mm-hmm. They are now going to be 4, which is crazy. They came into our lives at 11 months old. Mm-hmm. And so, like you said, I am in, and we, as far as me and my wife, are in the thick of it, without a question of doubt. And so, piggybacking off of what you said, you're at a stage of life where you have been there, done that. Mm-hmm. You're now in the, grandma phase and the different phase, but obviously had been in my shoes, at one point or another. And so, connecting those dots.
There we go.
That's, of course, the name of the show. And I think it's fitting. I want to read. So we have a Facebook page, which, by the way, give it a follow on Facebook, Connecting the Dots. But basically the summary of the page, I think, kind of sums up the whole idea of the show. So without further ado, says, we wear many hats in life: parent, spouse, sibling, leader, friend, etc. Each role shapes who we are and who we are becoming, This podcast is a space to talk about those hats and the challenges they bring, the lessons they teach, and more. Come along for the crazy ride. Because my hat, and I am a hat guy.
He is. You're a hat guy.
My hat today is going to be different from my hat maybe tomorrow. Or the same, or, we're going to wear many of them. Your hat, different than my hat. And really, this is just a space to talk about that, give some of our own, personal spin on it. But also just, from your side of it, being a therapist, more of the, quote unquote, professional side of it as well. I know we're not doctors. We're not prescribing anything. It's just basically a space to go, come on in, have a seat, sip on your coffee, whatever beverage it is, and just let's talk.
Yes.
We talk about the many hats that we wear. I think that sums it up pretty good.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think that's great. And I what I like about it is that was just an idea that just popped into our minds, but also connecting the dots and connecting the dots of the different hats that we wear.
Yeah.
And just a fun story. I was driving somewhere because I'm always driving somewhere to go visit somebody. And you had said to me the day before, we need to come up with a name. And so I'm driving. I'm like, I don't know. I can't come up with a name. And then I got to thinking different ideas. And I'm like, connecting the dots.
Yeah.
Isn't this all what life is about? Is that we connect the dots from our past to whatever's happening in the present, to whatever's going to be happening in the future, the different hats we wear. We're always connecting everything because no matter where you go, there you are. Yeah. You just wear different hats as you're doing it. And so I'm like, connecting the dots. This is great. And then I didn't do anything with it until 2 days later. I said nothing.
Yeah.
2 days later, Ryan gives me a call. Hey, so Ad and I were talking, and we were thinking, what about connecting the dots?
It just happened.
I stopped.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. Were you in my head the other day when I was driving to Peoria? So anyway, that's how it became connecting the dots, because we do wear different hats. And as a spouse, as a friend, as a worker, all those things that you mentioned, as a sibling, as a parent. And sometimes we wear many hats all at the same time, because as you are in the thick of it, you had dad hat on, you zip to work, and you got the employer hat on. You may meet a friend for lunch, and then you have a friend hat on. I mean, it's just constant moving and shaking and everything.
100%.
So my theory, whatever hat you have on, you should enjoy it.
I like that. And I think we tend to not at times, and there's nothing wrong with that. There are moments that a hat may feel, say, crummy, just kind of in that moment, But if we focus more on the positive, because, I'll put it this way. So, I'm a dad, right? Two, twin girls. Take that for what it is. It is wild in the Mumma house 24/7. And sometimes it stinks to be a dad, because you're like, oh my God, like they're not listening. This is happening. I need to make dinner. What is going on? Blah, 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 blah. Right. And so the hat may feel weighted down, right? Like, what in the world? And I've had many moments like that, and I will continue to have many moments like that, because, welcome to life.
Yes.
But then to focus on the positive, this happens to me 9 times out of 10. So you get home, you got to make dinner. The kids want to do this. The kids got this, and you're just blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, while you feel like the world's just coming to an end because there's so much going on, one of them will literally stop, look at me, and go, "Daddy, I love you." And then all of a sudden, I go, "What was I complaining about? Like, what's going on?" But then I appreciate the hat that I'm wearing.
Yes.
And I have multiple times where, like, and part of this, podcast, we'll talk about things like that. But, for me, multiple times I'll talk to my wife and be like, "Are we doing this right?" Kind of have a heart to heart. Like, are we doing this right? Like, am I a good dad? Supposed to say, am I a good mom? But it's the moments that, and sometimes you may not feel like you are, but that's okay. Because those moments of, "Daddy, I love you," or, "Daddy, can I hold your hand?" or, "Daddy, can I snuggle you?" My wife tells me all the time, because when I ask that, she's like, "Well, do the girls want to snuggle you today?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Do the girls want you today?" "Yeah." "I think you're doing okay."
Nice,
and it's true.
Nice.
We're not always going to get it right. We're not always going to be perfect, because we're never going to be that. But just take the little moments and kind of enjoy the hat that you wear. I don't know if that's where you were going,
Absolutely.
but kind of.
Yes.
Before I don't know, my mind went.
No. And I think that's how we're going to do this. Welcome. Welcome. Right. Because isn't life all about just rolling with whatever you have? And even we're rolling today, but also just rolling throughout your day as to what life is all about. So as I told you before we started, I did bring this treasured
Brought a
hat.
prop?
I brought a prop.
Oh my gosh.
A hat. Now, this is a fun story.
It looks like your favorite hat.
It does
Is that
not.
the hat that you wear all the time?
It doesn't fit my head,
Going out hat? I don't
Ryan.
know.
This is my going out the hat. There we go.
Okay.
I like that. I like that. Okay. So, fun little tie-in. This is not my hat. This is my daughter's hat, but it is a signature hat for all of my children. I have 3 daughters, and well, my husband and I have 3 daughters. I should clarify.
Yeah.
Because it is,
He's there.
He's ours. They are ours.
What? Time out.
Yeah.
I feel that. I am in a house of all women. I feel that. So to your husband, I totally understand what just happened. More often than you think. But we love you and we appreciate
That's good. That's good.
Right.
Although I
You and your husband.
have 3 daughters.
That's right. 3.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. And he's incredibly important in the whole process. So anyway, this is a signature hat in our family, even though none of the kids wear this anymore, obviously. But I was looking for the different hats that we wear because whenever said daughter, any of the daughters would put this hat on, they felt like $1 million. Oh my gosh, they walked around, kind of, just like all that and then some. And just, we have pictures of them wearing this hat. And I just thought it was so neat when I ran across it yesterday. I'm like, yes, this is it. This is where we're all at. We wear different hats. And whatever hat you have on, just own it. Okay, I had to plug that.
I like that.
I know.
like that. Again, you own it, you wear it, everything. But you brought a book as well. Do we want to get to the book?
Old hat, new hat.
So it's funny because I've read the Berenstein Bears before to the kid, Dr. Seuss book and all that jazz, but I don't think I've read this one to them yet. We've read a lot of them, but I don't think I've read this one though.
Okay, the reason I've always liked this book was because obviously I read it to my children, but I also use this in therapy sessions.
Okay.
And now I do have a grandchild who he's at the age where he loves this type of book. And in fact, I had to ask my daughter, I'm like, where is this at? And of course, it was underneath the bed because that's where books end up. So anyway, but he loves books. So anyway, I love this book because it's old hat, new hat. And the bear goes to buy a new hat because he just isn't happy with his old hat. And the whole time he tries on a curly hat, a tall hat, a short hat, a black hat, a red hat, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It keeps going.
Yeah.
I could read it for you, but it might be a little obnoxious.
Yeah.
At the very end, when he walks out of the store, he walks out with his hat. Mm-hmm. And I love that because we always look for something that's better than what we think we have. When in reality, maybe what we have is really good. Sorry, I'm not sorry. I'm not sure why I said sorry.
No,
but anyway, I just think that's a good point that we do wear so many different hats. And whatever hat you have on, wear it.
Yeah. I mean, again, there is, a little bit of a religious part of that too. It's, the things that God lays in front of you, right? And you roll with the punches, whatever you believe in, you can use that and twist that into any other way, whatever's laid in front of you, right? You roll with. Mm-hmm. And so does it mean, I want to actually back up. Does it mean that you shouldn't try to gain another hat or shake? I don't think it means you don't. I think you always should strive to be better or do something different. Why not?
Yeah.
But if you are dealt a hat, try to make that the best.
I agree.
Try to roll with it. And again, I think where you use that a lot is rolling with the punches. So, you're given a hat. I have a hat. You have a hat. We all have hats. But kind of sounded like a part of that Dr. Seuss book.
Yeah.
But I have a hat. We all have a hat. But again, it's just it's finding that. And I know we're kind of up against it with where we're at time-wise, I think. But I will say that what I'm excited the most about this podcast is a space to just literally talk and to, in some ways, I'll be honest with you, like even hearing myself talk about what I did was like, oh, my kids, the moments, things like that. It was really good to hear that me say it. Right. Because there are moments where it's like, oh, this is a lot, and I think that's another part of it is like trying to remind yourself like everything's okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm actually really excited to kind of in a selfish way, kind of pump myself up while talking on the show, to say that, yeah, Ryan, you are doing okay. But hopefully by in which doing that, it sparks something else for somebody.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Or sparks something for somebody else, I should say. The same for you and all that stuff.
I
That's
agree.
kind of where I'm excited for.
I agree. And I think that this could be a great platform for people to tune in to feel like, wow, I'm okay. I'm wearing whatever hat I'm wearing. I got this. And also to kind of normalize that, as you said, sometimes you just have those frustrating moments as a parent, or you have a frustrating moment as a spouse, whatever. And sometimes it's nice to hear, okay, so other people had these little hiccups, but the hiccup does not need to derail you. And I just think we have such a good perspective, I think, little shout out to the both of us, that, with my experience as a therapist, but also as a person that's been there, done that, and you doing it, I just think that, yes, we're not saying what we're saying is like the holy grail.
True.
But we do have some really kind of good ideas, and we just kind of want to share those. And we want everybody to tune in. And this is for everyone. I think it's for anybody that's no longer parenting, maybe is in the throes of being involved in your grandchildren, or maybe you're retired and you don't have any children, grandchildren, whatever. I think this is going to be a platform for anybody to enjoy listening to us have a great conversation.
I agree. And again, to reiterate that as well, I am not, nor are you, perfect. So it may sound like, oh, you got it all figured out. No.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I'm like, the little story that I told there, like, it's still chaos in the move house.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot going on all the time, and I do not have it right every second of every day.
Mm-hmm.
There is multiple. It's why I'm bald. I don't have any more hair pulled out. You know what I mean? It's why I'm bald. Totally joking. But
that's why you have your hat on.
Bald. I mean, it is true. But I'm saying, like, we're going through this, so it may, like, I think what I mean is, I don't want people when they tune in be like, oh, of course this guy's got it all figured out. No. I don't. At all. Like, it may sound like it at times. No. Like, I'm still working through kinks, and that's, again, part of this whole thing is working through it together, figuring that out together. But I'm excited. I'm excited. These chairs are comfortable.
Oh my gosh.
Set is gorgeous, and it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a great ride.
This is just one episode.
This is one.
We get to do more of it.
More. And guess what? Everybody gets to keep coming back and listening.
Exactly.
Because it's only going to get better.
It's only going to get better.
We're already off to a good start.
I'm excited. I really am. So again, continue to connect those dots with us, and we appreciate you guys doing your thing. Thank you.